Hello, it's Kathleen Littleton with Cross Stitch Antiques, and I'm here to show you what's new for Nashville 2026. Yes, I'm back again. We have 13 new releases this year. First of all, just going around my room, we have two Quaker samplers, which are sisters. These are the Chandler sisters, Mary and Maribel Chandler, and they stitched their samplers from New Jersey back in the era of 1810. These two sisters were about 2 years apart. You can see the similarities of their antiques, and of course we have a little glare. Maribel was the younger, and she copied quite a bit off of her sister Mary. All of my charts, as usual, come with as much history as I could find out about the girls. And these again are American Quaker samplers. That's two. Number 3 is a small little design I have called Little Alice. Little Alice is taken from a sampler I released a few years back called Alice Clark, I Had a Father Kind and True, which has a beautiful, beautiful border, of which I took a little piece of it, and there's Alice, and made my own little small, including my initials and the year. Next up, we have the National Female Model School from Kildare Place near Dublin, Ireland. This is the antique, a very historic sampler, which was part of a specimen book, which was what teachers would teach the young girls patterns of cross stitch, as well as other useful household stitching, garment making, buttonhole stitch. And these were taught by the national schools in England and in Ireland, from which this small specimen came. What's interesting about this is this border here with the roses and the vines, which is often a motif found on Irish samplers. One of the little clues you can use to perhaps help identify a sampler is maybe coming from Ireland, as it was so commonly used. Next up, we have Jane Egar. Jane is one of my oldest samplers here at Nashville. Her date is 1790. She is from England. That's my reproduction, and this is the antique, again, under glass. Jane Egar is what I call a near Norfolk sampler. She was from Wisbech, England, which is near Norfolk in England, and has many of the motifs you would find on a Norfolk sampler, highlighting the flora and the fauna, the deer, the bunny, the birds, the cartouche with her name, and that's a real sweet spring-like sampler. Next up, we have Adelaide Underwood, which is a full-fledged Norfolk sampler, meaning the girl who stitched this, Adelaide, was from Norfolk, and she stitched it in the year 1846. Here again, we see many identifying characteristics of Norfolk samplers, including the interlocking octagons featuring animals and flora, and the beautiful floral motifs, butterflies, flowers. And Adelaide also has been partially stitched by me using the lovely colors found in 103 Silks by our Access Commodities here in the States is our distributor. And we also have conversions available, as all my charts do, to NPI and DMC. Next up, we have another Norfolk, so this makes the third one, Caroline Branch, 1831. A much simpler Norfolk sampler than Adelaide, but just as charming. Here we have the interlocking octagons at the bottom, which is often a clue to it being a Norfolk sampler, but we know enough about the girl to know and have been able to find her ancestry and that she was from the Norfolk area. So a very sweet sampler This was stitched on Dirty Teacup by Needle and Flax, and here is the antique. Next up, Catherine Sheneman, Conroe Township, another sampler from America. This one hails from Pennsylvania. And here we have, I've got a shadow, but you can see how beautiful this antique is. A beautiful red house with big pine trees and made in America. It could almost be taken as a Christmas sampler, even just using some of these motifs and made into smalls. Perhaps that white roof could signify snow. Oversized flowers, beautiful berry bowl, and you have a very charming sampler stitched by Catherine Sheneman from Pennsylvania. Here we have another unique sampler. This is S.S. Harris, Heart in Hand. Here you have the stitched model, and the motifs being the heart and hand is what drew me to collecting her. There's not just one, there's 3 more there in a little cluster. Charming birds and pots and flowers, and the colors are just really unusual. Pinks and a soft turquoise. And here we're looking at the antique. S.S. Harris, we couldn't find out much more about her, where she was from, but included on the chart is information about the motif of the heart and hand and history behind it itself. Next up, we have another pair of sisters. These are the Sandery sisters, and they hailed from Cornwall. These girls were Sarah, aged 8, and Mary, aged 10, and they stitched their samplers circa 1837 and 1846. Here we have them reproduced in chart form in both several ways. First of all, we have the muted look, which is stitched just like the antique with over 1. And it's also been adapted so that it's totally stitched over 2 if you'd like to work that on Aida linen or simply not do over 1. Likewise, Sarah, here we have the antique, and we have the 2 color tones shown here, the muted and the vibrant. And the chart comes with all those options inside each chart. Next up, another small is S is for sampler. Another original design, and this uses the logo of my cross stitch antiques and highlights it with a Roman alphabet S, reminiscent of the old Singer brand sewing machines, which had at the earlier days a woman sewing inside the letter S. Because I'm a sampler lover, S is for sampler. And last but not least, Hannah Whitaker. This is the antique of Hannah Whitaker, a truly beautiful, outstanding, very detailed and fully stitched, every bit of this linen. She is a Quaker sampler, stitched in 1821. It's what I call an Ackworth Quaker style. She did not attend Ackworth School, but lived nearby in a town about 20 minutes away called Thorne in England. And here we have my reproduction that I stitched on 46 count antique lace by Seraphim using Gloriana threads. Hannah Whitaker, truly, truly exquisite. Those half medallions, which create the entire border. The many motifs, again, flora, berry bowls, roses, paired birds, acorns, the swan on the lake, which you'll find on many Quaker samplers. Hannah Whitaker. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoy the preview Nashville Market is going to open in about an hour. Wish me well. Thank you.